Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Parkside Cabin Rentals. Football season is here, and if you are not heading to Neyland Stadium next weekend, you and your family and pals should treat yourself to a cabin in the Smokies. Watch the Vols and all the other games, grill out, enjoy the mountain weather, mountain air. Just pick the cabin of your choice. You do so at parksidecabinrentals.com, and let me tell you, they got a million floor plans. If it's just two of you, if it's 25 of you. If it's 25 of you, I hope you're vaccinated. But they've got it all at Parkside Cabin Rentals. Check them out today, as soon as this show ends, as a matter of fact. All right, you hear him laughing already. We welcome in VFL quarterback Sterling Hinton. Sterling, thanks for being back with us again.
Glad to be here, John P.
All right, let's just start the knock on Joe Milton at Michigan. And, Jimmy, there were actually 2 or 3 knocks on Joe Milton at Michigan, but a lot of folks thought he didn't make great decisions. He was kind of slow processing what he saw, and I thought that popped up the other day. I was worried about being too negative about the guy all off season because I kept saying, well, look, he lost his job up there. Not trying to crap all over the guy, but just trying to temper the expectations. And I kept having people, even on this show, say, well, that was that stupid Michigan. Harbaugh's an idiot. Let me show you something. Let's take a look at the idiot Harbaugh. Since 2009, 8-5, 12-1, 4 years in the NFL where he didn't have a losing record. 10-3, 10-3, 8-5, 10-3, 9-4, 2-4 with Joe Milton as his quarterback. I'm not saying that they went 2-4 simply because of Joe Milton, but the idea that Harbaugh was the problem seems a little far-fetched. Milton has some ways he needs to grow, needs to get better. There's no question. It was one game, Sterling.
Yes.
How much should we be reading into his ability to process what he sees out there?
Well, it's amazing how, it comes with the position, John P.
Yep.
You get too much credit when you win, and sometimes you don't get enough credit when you win. A win is a win is a win. I mean, if we all put this thing in a macro situation, what if he hits those long bombs he overthrew? What if those?
Well, yeah, but he didn't.
But
that's the question.
It's the first game. And then you got game timing. Practice timing and game timing is totally different. And then those receivers, they dropped a couple of balls. I don't think the guys are going to drop those balls come later on in the season. Those things happen. That's continuity in offense. And I'm excited about it because the way that ball comes out of his hand and the way he mugged that guy to score a touchdown, I'm excited.
Okay. Well, you're always excited.
Hey!
Okay. But here's my... Are you concerned at all? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Game 1, processing speed. Is that a concern for you, or am I making a big deal out of nothing?
No, everybody. To me, no. This is game 1. Game 1. You make your biggest progress from game 1 to game 2. All athletes do.
And if he doesn't process very well against Pitt, you're going to come out here next week and say, game 2 to game 3 is the big
win. No. I wouldn't do that.
All right.
I wouldn't do that.
Will, your thoughts on the processing speed? Am I off base? Is Sterling being too nice as a former quarterback and another quarterback? Where are you?
Yeah, he's being too nice. No.
As a guy who likes to sack quarterback.
He's a DM.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, you can't hold the ball as long as he did. You got to get rid of it, or you got to make the decision to run. And a couple of times he got himself sacked because he didn't make a decision of should I be running it. If truly nobody's open, you're athletic enough, they had the ability for you to get out, you got to get out. You got to make something of a decision at times, otherwise it's going to be a negative play. And I think he's got to learn, those kinds of things because, that is the most time he will ever see at his time at Tennessee sitting back in a pocket without getting hit in the back of the head. So he has got to use that a little bit more. And like I said, I think from the coaching staff's point of view, there are probably things they can do to even help him more and in what they set him up for and say, what is he good at, what is he not? Let's run those kinds of plays to make him successful.
A lot of people are already making comparisons to Jarrett Garantano. I've seen media members, it's like Garantano was out there. I've seen Twitter during the game, fans were already, it's Garantano. Are those comparisons fair?
No, not at all. 2 different games, 2 different people, 2 different styles of play. And to piggyback what Will just said as far as having all that time, you got to make a decision. Okay, I agree with that. You get more than 2 seconds with that ball, you got to make something happen. But what can you do when everything is in front of you and there's nowhere to run? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you start having these different pressures and these guys like Will coming at you, they create those running lanes. Then you can do some things. So he was playing the game as it was presented to him in a lot of those situations.
I don't think the Garantano stuff's fair personally.
Not at all, baby. Could Garantano make that run and mug a guy to the ground and start? No, not a chance.
Not to mention, Garantano was a hair slow on his. He never had the time to stay. He would have had his helmet turned sideways. He never had the time to stand back there like
Right.
Milton did. Where he was slow was his pass was wrong. It was like a half second too late coming out of there.
Yeah.
It wasn't
He has-
stand, look, wave like you're on the
Garantano
on the
had too
playground.
slow of a release in my mind
Yes,
too.
yeah.
He wasn't fast enough a decision, and then his release for that decision time frame was too slow. This guy can flick it, right? I mean, so you don't have to worry. If he makes the decision, it's gone. And it can be in a small window because of that release time. He's just got to be able to decide that a little bit quicker, and he's got to have more touch on the deep ball. Garantano had more touch on the deep ball right now, right? If you look at that, that's where Garantano was good. Sideline deep, right? But he couldn't put it in small windows. Joe threw it in small windows. Receivers a couple times dropped it when they should have had it. Yeah,
Too, yeah.
yeah. So there's some good there. There's good to work with.
He also he had tight ends open and didn't see them and didn't get it to them. So I just wonder how much of that is first game, how much of that is okay. But he also had this issue at Michigan. So we'll find out over the course of the season. Stay right there, Sterling. We're going to let you play nice guy again. We do this every year. We're going to do 3 up, 3 down. That's where we're going to have Willie Raincloud and Sunshine Sterling. I'm going to tell you 3 Vols who started the other day, 3 Vols who struggled. We're going to get into a preview of Pittsburgh. We're going to look around the SEC at Tennessee's future foes. We're going to be our picks for that game. We're going to talk about should you be seeing the other quarterbacks versus Pitt at all. Sterling will love that. Lots more to come. Coming back in the Sports Source.